Hello Unisport fam, today we are at the Mercedes-AMG Petronas F1 headquarters. We're getting a first look at the Ultra 5 Carbon. And we've got a special opportunity to chat to the team that made these come to life. And if you stay tuned till the end, we're also going to get a chat with the Premier League footballer, so stay tuned. I'm lucky enough to be joined by the designer of the boot, so I'm excited to dive into this with you. Kenan, can you share the inspiration? Because obviously this is a long work in progress, but it all starts with an idea. So what was the inspiration behind it?
So basically the first thing is, when we received the plate from our innovation department, we were really inspired by the sheer aggression of the plate and the visual aspect of, this is really talking about speed and performance on the highest level. And to capture an emotion of that and tell that to the consumer, we really looked at what's the fastest visual we can provide. And the fastest visual out there always was an F1 car. And we took the chassis, we took the relationship between the machine and man, the driver and the F1 car. We took that mental aspect, we took the performance, the cockpit, the visual, all of that, and really from the ground up, we built this boot, this product. We looked into how the cockpit is designed. When the driver sits, his seat actually is not that comfortable. There's a minimum amount of padding because of weight reasons. But for us, the reason for that was we want to really have the cockpit or our internal lining really molded to the player's foot, and we remove weight where it's not needed, so we can really focus on the overall package of the product.
Amazing. Okay, so we've learned about the inspiration for the boot itself, but what kind of player is the boot designed for? What are their attributes that this will suit?
So we were really lucky that we had a really good relationship with Kingsley Coman. So we had many interactions with him in the past 2 years. We had conversations, we showed him the prototypes, the sketches, and he was really involved in the process. And he really gave us some really valuable feedback of what he's actually looking for. And we're talking about sometimes even minimal changes on the product, which actually impact the player drastically when he's changing direction. So that's where the studs came in, the speed system, the position of the studs, the carbon, how it reacts when the player moves. And this also is talking about, a certain type of player on a certain type of level, where the boot really reacts if the player is playing basically how it should be played, right?
So G, responsible for product development. So my first question to you is, how have you improved the fit of this boot over the last generation?
Well, the first thing first, this is not an evolution, this is a revolution. So when we have this brand new outsole, we actually had the opportunity to re-engineer everything from the ground up. So that means the fit is new, the materials that we selected are new, and then eventually pulling all of that together into one holistic package means that this is a completely fresh take on our speed boot.
Amazing. So let's talk about comfort, because when you're creating a speed boot, and this is looking like probably the ultimate speed boot, it looks so fast, but a part of that is making the materials as lightweight as possible, and sometimes you can sacrifice comfort. What have you done to make this as a comfortable ride as possible?
Okay, so this is always a tricky balance because, of course, we need to balance the performance aspects of the product, but then marrying that with the relationship with the player is always the tricky part, and that's kind of where the art comes in. So in some areas, we do need to compromise, potentially, but actually, when we look at this one, we've got the speed cage here, so the power tape that really locks you into the boot, and of course, then we've got the Ortholite heel foam package, which is something new for us as well, so really dialing in that comfort.
Amazing. So we touched on earlier that, for example, Kingsley Coman has a lot of opinions when you're testing the boots with them. When you're testing with your athletes and you're taking that feedback, does it actually impact the final product that we see here today?
Of course. So actually, since this product is really tuned for the most elite athletes in the world, our testing always needs to reflect that. So when we speak to these players, we're always considering exactly what they're feeling on pitch, and during let's say the most elite scenarios. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky balance, let's say, to kind of incorporate their feedback, but ultimately every single element of the product needs to be dialed in to those players.
So Rory, part of the innovation team for the PUMA Ultra Carbon 5, and it's no secret the carbon fiber is back. It's all over the sole plate, it's in the name. Why have we brought carbon back to the PUMA Ultra?
Absolutely. So carbon has for a long time been a premium material within the sporting industry. We've always leveraged its lightweight, high stiffness properties, but now we really focus in on the responsiveness of that material as well. how much spring it's going to provide to the player, and how we can give them a powerful push-off.
Fantastic. Well, carbon fiber is not a new material by any means. We've seen it on previous models all the way back in 2006 with the V106. So we've seen different developments of carbon fiber being on not only PUMA, but competitors as well. And now it's back all over the sole plate. What is the difference this time? What are the key attributes of this sole plate that makes it an improvement on previous models?
Absolutely. So, I mean, carbon fiber and PUMA have a long history, but recently we've been really evolving the technology towards the product. And with the innovation team, we've utilized our cross-category expertise, taking the learnings from performance running, as well as track and field, to really provide a tunable, engineered plate that gives you optimal stiffness and optimal responsiveness exactly where you need it.
So, when developing an all carbon fiber sole plate, are there any challenges that you face to make this come to life?
Absolutely, there's challenges. It's a complex material, and we're using an evolved version of it that has never before been manufactured into a football boot. And we really ran into challenges, but with the 4 years of hard work and dedication, we were able to overcome them and provide the ultimate speed tool for our players.
So when doing research on the carbon fiber sole plate, what data did you collect that supports pros for having a carbon fiber sole plate over not?
For sure. So, I mean, we really took it all the way back and started with academic literature reviews, as well as internal studies and external benchmarking tests to give us a holistic research review on the product. And how did we come to carbon? We tested the responsiveness, the resilience, and the stiffness of the material to give optimal stiffness and responsiveness for a powerful push-off.
So Steph, in charge of product management for the PUMA Ultra Carbon. So we've learned all about the boot, the tech specs, but what I want to know is, what are you personally excited about for this launch? And is there a favorite part of the boot as well that you can share?
I think I'm personally excited to see the carbon back on pitch. I think it will be a very exciting moment for us to see this on pitch with the fastest players, PUMA players. And yes, I do have a favorite part of the boot. That's the speed gesture going right through the middle of the U-throat there. I think that will be an iconic part of the boot that you'll see on pitch as well.
Awesome. The final question for you, Steph. Is there anything I haven't asked about the boots that you think the people at home should know about?
Yes, so I think something that a lot of people don't know is that actually the project started with the innovation team around August 2020. So that's roughly 4 years almost until we launch it. So it's been a long time coming, and we're really excited to launch it now.
So it certainly wasn't rushed.
Definitely not.
This is the result of a lot of hard work, and we're excited to get it on feet. Well, thanks, Steph, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So, Destiny, you're a very fast player. How important is speed as a defender in the Premier League?
Yeah, obviously, as a defender, I think it's important because you face a lot of quick strikers. It's important to be at least a little bit quick.
Yeah, and as a fullback, not only are you defending, but in the modern game, you're attacking a lot too.
Yeah.
Does speed help you as an attacker as well?
Yeah, definitely. It helps me to beat my opponent, driving the ball and attacking the spaces. So it's really something that helped me.
And I know you're naturally quick. It's easy to see, but surely there's some exercises you do at the club that you've done throughout your youth career that maybe have given you a tiny % of an edge in your speed as well.
Yeah, I think there are some specific exercises that helps you to improve the speed, like to be more quick or like the activity. So obviously there is some things you can do after training or at home with your personal trainer.
Is it like strength training, making the muscles stronger to explode quicker, plyometrics, jumping?
Yeah, definitely. I think like some explosion exercises.
Yeah, that's going to help prepare your body so in the match you can explode off the mark quicker. Brilliant. So last question for you. So obviously we're working with a new PUMA Ultra here. Very fast looking boot.
Yeah.
As a player, when you put on a light pair of boots, does it make you at least feel quicker?
Definitely. I think it's once you put them on, you just feel quicker. So that's what happened to me. So I just love the boots and the way they're light.
Yep.
And yeah, they're perfect.
Give you more confidence. And when you have more confidence, do you think that makes you move better on the pitch as well?
The confidence, you perform better. So the more is the confidence, the best you perform.
Perfect. Brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time today. That was excellent. So there we have it, a first look into how the Ultra 5 Carbon came to life. And if you want to grab a pair for yourself, make sure you check the link over here, which will take you over to unisportstore.com so you can pick these up for yourself. And also make sure you're subscribed to Unisport so you don't miss out on any future videos from us. And if you want to learn more skills, tutorials, check the playlist down here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.